Hi.
Well, you made it, good for you.
Oh,
Did you walk?
I feel like it.
If this is 3 inches of snow, I'll eat my half.
No, it's more. It's gotta be.
Made it, was a way down.
I don't know who this is. 27 million, follow him. Hasinger. J.D. Johnson.
It's in the woods, not good.
He's probably having
He was
a
coming,
drive
but
home.
you probably haven't, yeah. Teddy was, because he's gotta be having a hell of a time coming home, that was terrible.
Yeah, I imagine.
She's probably gonna be late. It's like out there.
Okay, let's call the meeting order at 6:01. Please take the roll.
Alderperson Baker,
Here.
Alderperson,
Here.
Alderperson Schmidt,
Here.
Alderperson Olson,
Here.
Alderperson Leibnow is excused, Alderperson Newman is not here, we have a quorum.
All right, any citizen comments tonight? Seeing none. Discuss with possible action the water wastewater treatment plant upgrade project. And Steph will talk a little bit. We took 3 bids and there's.
Okay, yeah, the lowest bid was from C.D. Smith, and they're out of, from Fond du Lac. Theirs was $26,295,276. J.H. Hassinger, I believe they're out of Menominee Falls, was $27,508,000. And then Myron was $28,784,000.
Right, and MSA is recommending the lowest bid is C.D. Smith.
You want a bunch of them?
I got it already. I don't want to write them off.
Okay.
Sorry.
So that's where the bids are at. And then tonight, we wanted some more information on project costs and rates. So if you look at this one here where it says Ayler's sewer rate study, this is the latest update. So Steph talked through them again today. And we did some updating. So as of right now, it looks like on average it's gonna be about 100% increase, but we're gonna do it over a couple different pay cycles. So if you look at, where is it, the first page? Second page. It's at the back. The rate impact, the second sheet from the back, rate impact for 2025 only. It says that the average would be about $13.88. That's a 60% increase. And then there would be the 40% increase would come in the second year. Should be about $9. But we think that the second year we might be able to reduce the rate a little bit because that's what we're getting our final numbers on what we're gonna actually borrow. So we might be able to reduce that. I'm thinking maybe like 8 to 10%, somewhere around that range. You guys got any questions on any of that? No. And these will be adjusted as more information comes in.
And actual costs.
Right, because right now we're anticipating, this whole thing is based around $26.7 million of borrowing. But there's some cost that we think that we can be subtracted out of that on the second year. Part of the problem is that the state mandates us for this loan to have 110% on hand to pay off the loan. So that has to be accounted for as well. And the efficiencies of the plant won't actually probably, we'll see anything until 29 maybe.
depends on the sequence, like the build sequencing, like sludge will advise you a little earlier than phosphorus removal chemical use.
Okay,
And also there's a focus on energy
Yeah.
grant of possibly 40 to 60,000.
Yeah,
that,
40 to 60,000 is the estimate, and they don't pay that out until the end of the project.
That would reduce your borrowing also.
Okay. Get me in line here. I'm looking at these 2 pages here.
yeah,
I'm looking at the, meter sizes, just a couple to compare.
yep.
And I'm wondering, there's quite a significant difference between some of them. How come?
The one's the lower, you know, a 5/8 inch
Right.
line, that's the lower, and it's 1388. The average is 1607, and the higher usage would be 1826. That's at 60%. So the
Right.
second year will add 40% onto that.
Okay, let's take, for instance, on this first one that has the 27-year, the 2-inch is 30/30, but as you come over here, they do show the low user and the high user. Why is there such a difference between the two?
Which, okay, what you're looking at the 2-inch and then what?
I circled it, because maybe I'm reading it wrong, but I want to make sure.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm looking over here as well, doing a comparison.
Well, depending on your meter size, right, that's how much you get paid, how much you're getting charged, right? And then this is what it's gonna be proposed in 26, and then, or 25 and then 26. Is that how you?
Right,
So
this is for the full year, and this is only impact of increase for 2025, when we
Okay.
put in the 60%. This is realizing the total, cost to the
Okay.
residents or to
That I
the
was looking at,
users
it correctly.
after the 60% is in and the 40%.
Okay, all right, thank you.
What's the difference between the public and the residential's a bigger meter size?
Like public
Pardon me?
is actually, I think, is owned by the city facilities, right?
Or is that your schools, is that your institutions? Public?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I
Customer?
don't have what you're looking at. It's just like public authority, is that what
Right,
you're talking about?
yeah,
Yeah, public authority is gonna be like any city buildings, your schools, your
Okay.
your public access buildings.
So residential has the highest increase, higher than even industrial
Yes,
or commercial?
yes, at 99.2%, or 99% on average, yeah. Any other questions on the rate cut? Like I said, he's constantly tweaking these numbers, so. And I don't think we'll actually be taking out the bonding for the second year. Is that what we're gonna bond out the money?
I believe so, yeah, it's not gonna be
the first payment.
first payment or will it actually? The loan will be open for the.
2026 is your first payment, I believe.
I believe, yeah.
And this only covers the plant design? What about the administrative building? Is that,
That's all part of the bid.
I thought you had, your recommendation on the website and on the newspaper was to,
Not do it, right? But I don't think we.
well, you gave two or three options. You
I
said
don't think
not
we have
do
much,
it, delay
well,
it.
here's the problem, I think, is that we don't have much option. I mean, the sewer commission kind of put us in a box because now if we don't approve it, then we're gonna probably lose our grant money of 3.1 million. And then if we rebid it, then we're essentially looking at more money.
you're gonna talking redesign. I figure it's gonna cost $1 million or more to put off the administration building.
You said they kind of put us in a box. How do we keep from being put in this box again?
Well, I think you guys are gonna talk about the sewer commission appointments and stuff coming up next month, so I guess that was something we would have to discuss.
So with the admin building, is it possible when we can fix what's coming in, the infrastructure that's bad in the back, the way I'm understanding that, correct?
The building itself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the back end that really is the problem, correct?
Well, I mean, yeah, it depends. The whole building's shifting, so we can.
Is it? Okay, because the other idea I had was, when it becomes more feasible, fix the back and maybe add on to it right now. But I haven't been there in years, so I have to go by what others are telling me about that building. And if it's just a bad building altogether, then I can't see spending good money after the bad.
Yeah, but, it just happens to be the amount of money we're getting for grant money is about the same amount that we're spending on new administration building.
Okay. Right.
So Mayor, I read your mayor's
The mayor
report,
report, yeah, the one I gave at city council, yeah,
and the one that was in the newspaper yesterday morning,
yeah.
or this morning. And you were pretty adamant about your recommendations to the council, but you've changed your mind now?
Well, I think like I said, I think we're in a box. What are you gonna do? We're gonna try to jeopardize $3.1 million of grant funding and then we have to spend some more money on design. We've already spent $1.4 million on design. I'm not happy how this whole thing transpired. I think it was kind of, we put stuff before, the cart before the horse and some of the stuff,
You're safe.
so.
Yeah, it's like a shotgun wedding.
Do you want to put it in then, Annie, if you didn't already? Thanks. Glad you're safe.
612.
Yeah. It was slow down
So
there.
let the record show that Alderman Newman has arrived. God bless him for making it through the snowdrifts.
So Ken, we're talking about the bids. The lowest bid came in and was CD Smith was 26,003,000 something, two something. And MSA is recommending the bid for MSA, or for CD Smith. Then we're talking about the rate study, so on this sheet here. No, this one. Yeah, second to the back page, we're talking about the rates.
$20.25 only rated back, is that what you're looking at?
Yes. So the average on a 5/8 inch line is gonna be 1607. That's at 60% on the first year, and then the second year, we'd have to add the 40%, but we believe that the second year, the 40% will actually be reduced a little bit, because we'll have better numbers on how much money we put for contingency, and we're getting money back on that. And then there's some already paid for fees for engineering costs that we can subtract.
That's the 1.7 million, correct?
Right.
Has there been any update or progress on the easement we need out the back?
You want to give an update, Ethan?
They have an updated parcel map and the attorney is working with the property owner. And that's the last update I've had from the attorney.
Are we still asking for a 60-foot right-of-way rather than a 30?
Well, it's up for, that's standard practice, but it's definitely open to, what suits the property owner as well.
Can they begin construction without that right away?
Oh, you could. We don't believe it's gonna be an issue, but open to negotiation. Some of the heavier equipment would have to wait. until we have enough initial setup.
You need your clock drops.
You want one? I got,
Let me check here first. Maybe you got some.
bring plenty.
Never mind.
Oh, you got one?
I got 1, 2 left.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
So yeah, I think at this point, we should just approve the bid for CD Smith, and we talk about rates, approving the rates next month.
Well, the rates kind of self-generate, don't they, based on the bids?
What's that?
Don't the rates generate themselves?
No. Because like I said, they're always tweaking them depending on what we need to be eligible for this grant. And also for the 2.35% interest rate for the loan.
So Ken, being the council president and the finance chairman and a member of the Water Wastewater Commission, the part of the meeting you missed was where, if you saw the mayor's last recommendation to the council in the paper this morning, that was to modify this and do something with the delay or put the administration building as being remodeled rather than replaced right away. He's said he's rethought that. Now he's saying we kind of are in a box and we have no choice but to approve this the way it is. Is that right, Mayor, or am I quoting you wrong?
No, we're between a rock and a hard place, right? So if we don't approve the design as is, we are jeopardizing $3.1 million of grant funding from the state on debt forgiveness, right? And we're also gonna have to spend more money for engineering costs, we're gonna have to redo the design. That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, the debt forgiveness was the big thing, obviously, and we are in a point of, we already spent $1.7 million on the design of the plant and everything else. I don't see anything wrong with, like I said, again, I'm not against the wastewater committee or anything right now. I'm not against not having clean water here at Bayville. Obviously, that's important. We were just looking at, it's a big number to swallow. I mean, I got my bill right here, it's $126.78 for one single ranch house with 3 people. That's what I worry about at the end of the day. You know, my bottom line, how's that gonna go? Yes, there was no rate increases since 2012, if I did my homework right. 10? Okay.
But you know what? I'm gonna address that now. We never needed a rate increase. People forget back in 2016 when they wanted a rate increase, they forgot what happened in 2015. We increased.
We increased the.
Right, Petoskey and Leroy. We captured all them new customers in the last 6
We
years.
added over 200 residences to the tax base.
Right, so, and if we look at their financials as of October, they're only 50% of their budget. So they're potentially at 30% above budget at the end of the year, just for sewer, because they're making money.
Right.
So there was no need for a rate increase, just like I said back in 2016. The problem that I see now is that we never actually charged Kikoski and Leroy the appropriate amount of money. The sewer commission, he took it upon themselves to charge them for a 6-inch line, and that was a cheaper rate than what our residents were paying.
Right, they charge them industrial rate. And they thought they'd remedy that by charging everybody in Petoskey a hookup fee, but we didn't use it for rate offset, we used it for cameraing.
Right.
So there were a number of things that were done. It's kind of nice that the rates didn't go up. They didn't go up because it's funny though, on the water side, the state required us to put money aside for improvements to the water infrastructure, water towers, so forth and so on. But they have a rule there, if you can only put it aside for 6 years and then you gotta spend it. That's why we built the water tower over by the golf course, because we saved it for 6 years and they said either spend it or lose it. Well, and we've been putting money aside for the water side, it's the public service side. But the sewer side, the city, we didn't approve some sewer rates when they asked for them.
But they still got their impact fees when we
Yeah,
did everyone that hooks up to the city, we get impact fees. And we also got the impact fees for kickoffs and leeway when it hooked on to.
right. My only trouble if you say we're in between a rock and a hard place, that's true. Let's get ourselves out from between a rock and a hard place. That's the next thing we do. And the other thing we can do is we can start, I mean, I was on the Water Wastewater Commission for, seems like forever, but we extended the budgeting practices that the city had at the time, the capital borrowing and the capital project funding back then for 5 years. We could probably could have anticipated better, I guess, the needs of the sewer plant earlier, but right now, we could put aside money because 40 years is gonna go by, or 25 years is gonna go by quick again, and you should really put away money every year.
Yeah, but the other thing too is the plan was supposed to be for 25 years, right? The
Right.
plant's what, 42 years old?
Right,
So when we paid off that last payment, where did that extra money go?
I don't know, you can't ask me, I don't.
I'm just saying, we paid off that last payment, the money, we should have. money
Well,
left
that's
over.
what that capital borrowing does. You put away money every month, every year for a replacement plant. We didn't really, I guess.
Well, we did some, I mean, we're
Yeah,
out
$1 million.
taking, it was more than a million, but we are putting some, I mean, the utilities already paid 1.4 roughly about up for the engineering and design cost. We're putting another $1 million towards the new facility.
How do we process the other thing you brought up, which is,
Well, I haven't brought up anything, you've been seeing.
well, you did, it's a 6
Hey,
inch.
I never answered my question that you asked either,
Yeah,
but what
the
I'm,
industrial rates, maybe we should look at those.
Oh, we'll definitely have to do that in the future.
yeah, so, yes, exactly. But, how it sits right now with the administration building, I don't think we should change any of that at all. I think it should go on just as it's planned, just as, MSA brought it up. I think that we should be able to bid out the, what was it, afterwards, when they go through and do the inspection, because that's not in stone. Because
Inspection
MS
work.
What's that?
The inspection work, right?
Right, bid that out. I know the water has a little bit of a kitty, maybe pump some of that money into here to help us out. I know we got the 3.4?
3.1.
3.1. So I mean, I see it just as it is. I think it should go through just as that, or with the changes that I said laid out there and vote on it. And then figure out, obviously, we have to look at the rates.
Right,
And
well, tonight, I think we're only approving
Right.
the bid for CD Smith.
and lock that
Next
in.
month, we'll come and talk about the fees, and we'll talk about anything else you wanna contract.
And are we close, Courtney, with that deal we had? I know we had it before, the easement. And
I
then,
talked about that before.
Yeah,
I know,
they have the drawings, agreements, it's in the attorney's
okay,
hands in negotiation.
okay.
I didn't want to interfere with what.
No, No, I totally got it, because that hinges on that. So that's that's my thoughts. Look at the rates afterwards, award tonight, CD Smith, and go about our business. I mean, it's already here, it's reality, and it's, not in the box, but
Sounds like that's the motion.
Is that a motion?
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
second that motion.
All right, motion made and seconded
That's a long motion.
to, have CD Smith, accept the lowest bid of CD Smith for 26,200,000, whatever you said.
Not to exceed.
I always close it off.
Any more discussion? Take the roll.
Alderman Newman.
Aye.
Alderman Baker.
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman Schmidt.
Aye.
Alderperson Olson.
I,
Motion carries.
All right, then we'll approve the rates, next month, put that on the agenda. All right, I order the chair at 6:25. Thank you.